That is so great.
I would suggest this film is more relevant today than it was when we made it. I think this suggestion of a benign universe in which machines and humans can not only interact but also be dependent on one another is not a bad thing to just bathe in for 90 minutes, just as a little trial. My name is Tilda Swinton. For the purposes of this interview, I am a performer, and I'm here to talk about Lynn Hershman Leeson's Teknolust. First and foremost, I'd describe it as a fairy tale about loneliness above anything. It's about sort of cyber genius called Rosetta Stone, who cyberclones herself 3 times. Ruby, red, olive green, marine blue, the pixels of video. So Rosetta has created these 3 SRAs, self-replicated automata. She's never really explicit about why, but you get the sense that she's made them for company.
Happy birthday.
So I don't know that it's really about women particularly. I think it's more about humans, and it is very much about humans. Humans, machines, what's the difference? It approaches the concept of AI, but it's a benign world in which AI exists. And I think we're really out of touch with that. I'm not the first person to remind us that, you know, if a machine is soulless, then it's because no one bothered to put the soul in there. Rosetta does put the soul into her SRAs. There is something beautiful about the way they long for contact, you know, having had no sexual experience at all and not needing a man to create her family. I think it's kind of a gender-free zone in a way. It creates a gender-free zone in that household.
I trust Rosetta. After all, she's family. She's like our mother. She's our sister. She's our mother and our sister. She's our mother, our sister, our mother, our sister.
Rosetta, who I have a particular affection for, I have to say, partly because of the wig, which still looks on back to front, but the others had to be distinct. These impersonations, and they are impersonations of 4 versions of a person. Ruby, who is the one who goes out to hunt and gather, needs to be programmed as a seductress. As she sleeps, she has old Hollywood films playing over her so that she's downloading these pickup lines. What's the pickup line?
You're looking good, Frankie. Got a natural rhythm.
And she has to actually parrot it because she has no innate impulse to be a seductress, because she's self-replicated and she's kind of cordoned off and self-supporting. That's something, Tinder grinder, say no more. I mean, this is something that, since we made the film, has become a sort of everyday part of many human lives. The lonely end up with company, and that's a good ending. Is really hopeful and very rare these days. It's very, very unusual for anybody to talk with such a sense of optimism about the relationship between AI and human energies. Lynn Hershman Leeson she's a visionary in sometimes quite uncomfortable way. She doesn't really seem to recognize limitations, even in terms of limitations of thought. She just goes there, and she very often goes there 20 years in advance of other people catching up to the same kind of thinking. And I think this film is a real example of that. It's a sort of ridiculous sci-fi comedy with people in, you know, monochrome clothes and driving fantastic little green electric cars around San Francisco. You know, and it's ludicrous. The film is ludicrous, sets out to be ludicrous. But we always wanted it to be rough. I suppose the first thing about film, about cinema, is just the opportunity to be quiet and to observe what somebody might be looking at themselves. And that may sound like a very mundane point, but that's rare. And so, as such, it's an empathy machine. It's an opportunity to temporarily, for whatever, 90 minutes, or these days 3 hours, to suspend your own attachments. Just to have that sort of opening is really, I think, an incredible force for social change.